What's going on, chickadee?
I'm tired, but I'm here.
I know, baby. I know. You texted me, and I was like, you should have fought both of them for like keeping waking you up all like that. Just beat up both of them. They be subtle.
Yeah, yeah, man.
And hello, everybody out there in the horror community. I am Keisha Lacey with the Random Horror Show. And here we have like a bonus podcast for y'all tonight. And welcome, my beautiful daughter and my guest. We're going to be talking about Doctor Strange, Multiverse, Madness of Multiverse, with
Yeah, 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 yeah.
my
Say
daughter.
what? Yeah. Say what? Say what? Doctor Strange. Say what? Say what?
Doctor Strange, bitch. And of course, here at the Random Horror Show, where we film, commentate, being random and silly as usual, but still sticking on to the point with horror, science fiction, fantasy, cult classics, and the obscure in movies, television, and books. And y'all, what did y'all think about Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange came out this past weekend. Some people seen it, on Thursday. There's some people that, seen it when, came out on Friday. And of course, it was around Mother's Day weekend. So happy Mother's Day to all of my horror mamas and for the horror guys out there who love their mama and everything. Happy Mother's Day to her also. So
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, of course, has spent 5 years since the Doctor Strange movie in 2016. Um, Marvel has pushed this movie back. It was supposed to come out in 2021, but they pushed it back. But guess what? It came at a perfect time because this is the phase four of the Marvel Universe, kicking it off also with the summer blockbusters. So it's like pretty much just splitting to the white meat of like summer blockbusters. Of course, we know Thor, Love and Thunder is coming out in July. Many other movies like Jurassic,
Yeah.
whatever it was, World, Geography, something like that. But we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange. Woo!
Yeah. Get right.
So like, so like, do you feel that Sam Raimi uh did a great job with this and with Doctor Strange? I mean, do you feel that he did a great job with it?
Uh, he actually did pretty good. Um, just mind you, I was high watching this, so like the effects and the graphic, the everything was just 10 times better. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I did like some of the references, like the other movie references, like you already know Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
If they haven't seen the clip at the end, there was two clips instead of one where it showed that he showed up. If y'all remember the part when he was basically hit himself because Doctor Strange came across of him and made him hit himself, and then all of a sudden he stopped and he was like, "It's over." Another horror movie, that or yeah, other horror movies. If anybody's a big fan of Evil Dead, yeah, y'all know it. That was an Evil Dead reference, and I liked it. That got me right there.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you raise your kids right on horror.
Yeah,
And
it
also,
wasn't it wasn't many people. Well, I want to say it was a lot of not maybe not a lot of teenagers, but like people my age, somewhere in the age group that I was watching at the same theater. Some of them got it, some not a lot of them got the reference, but I was like, yeah, that was pretty funny right there.
I mean,
I want to say I was surrounded by some older people, so they of course they got it, but yeah, it was pretty
the
funny.
the ancient one.
The ancient ones.
Yeah, because that scene where we seen the cameo of Bruce Campbell, which was really great, and your brother was like, "Oh yeah, I know this Bruce Campbell," and
Mm,
with Doctor Strange, like, you messing me up, like, dude, what's your issue? And it got him to
mm,
do the mustard and spraying the mustard and start hitting himself. That is an
mm,
Evil Dead reference because for y'all that are deadites out there,
yeah.
in Evil Dead 2, where the head turns like all possessed and he had to cut his hand off, and
Mm-hmm.
it was doing all that silly, like punching and grabbing the plates and knocking them down and
Mm-hmm.
before he chopped it off, he's like, that's like him. So I like how like Sam Raimi snuck that in and I just cracked up laughing. And I mean, I seen a lot of reference of Evil Dead in this movie, even like the first Evil Dead and some
Uh-huh.
Army of Darkness too. And
Right.
of course, if you are a big Three Stooges fan, of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are huge, huge Three Stooges fans. I grew up on the Three Stooges, and so if you're like a big fan of Three Stooges and you see where in his Evil Dead movies where the whole hand and everything else and blah blah blah, doing all those little hijinks just like Three Stooges. I mean, you get it, you just get it just like that. And I really did appreciate that type of sense of humor that Raimi did. And of course you grew up on Raimi's Spider-Man movies as
Yes.
a child, and you that don't Tobey Maguire was like your first Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And there
he
was
was.
also, and Strange also did a reference to Spider-Man No Way Home also.
Yes.
Um he did. He really did. And it's like he still remembers that what he did in Spider-Man No Way Home, especially with Peter Parker.
Because that
Um,
one, that's when in the actual No Way Home is whenever they brought um the other villains in the Spider-Man
mhm.
universe basically, and they just brought them all together. What was it? It was like Doc Ock, and then there was Electro, um what was his name? Sandman. He was in
Yes,
there.
and
The I want yeah, the Goblin was also in there.
your Green Goblin.
Yes, the Green Goblin, and
Good
then
old Electro.
I like how, of course, how they basically brought in all three of the Spider-Mans, in the different universes. I thought that was pretty cool. And, of course, back to Doctor Strange, whenever he threw in that reference about Spider-Man, he was like, yeah, you ever heard of Spider-Man? It was like, what? Who?
Who? Yeah, America's like, who?
Who,
Ooh, that's
who, who
gross.
is
Like, does he
who was
look like a
Spider-Man?
spider?
He was like,
Does
you
he look
fought
like
a spider? He's like, did he
a
shoot? What did he say? He said, did he shoot webs out his butt? I don't know.
don't know. You're like, I don't know. I'm not that close to him like that.
That was pretty funny. I
I,
actually do like the whole multiverse of the whole movie and stuff like that, because they just bringing in different universes all together in one, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then I still can't get over it that they really did brought in Evil Dead with that, and I'm just like, because you got the dark. What was it? The dark hold.
yeah, the dark hole.
The dark hold, and basically
Hmm.
it kind of like they just kind of threw it in to kind of correlate with the Evil Dead. The book of
The book, the Necronomicon. Uh,
yes.
Klaatu, Ratu.
Because it's like, I don't know, but what's crazy? For some reason, okay, you remember that video game with the Marvel video game? I used to play it, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll probably have to look, like, search it up just to remember. But you remember whenever it had Electra and Blade and Ghost Rider in it?
Yes, I played that game also. It has Spider Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had Doctor Strange and all of
You
them.
remember that
Yeah,
game? You know,
yeah.
it's crazy because I feel like somehow Evil Dead, like Bruce Campbell, Ash, somewhat kind of went into the Marvel universe somehow. I don't know, but I keep thinking that, and I'm like, I don't even know why. And I'm just like, it's just horror, 80s horror, but somehow I keep thinking like it's like going into the Marvel universe for some reason, like deep down somewhere, you know. I don't
Hmm.
know, but I always kept thinking that, but I'm just like, nah, they just adding that in there.
Right, right, right. Because it's Sam Raimi. He always gonna do something like he gonna throw something
Hmm.
in there as it is. Anyways, but
Ultimate
but
Alliance, that's the name.
yes, yes, that was a badass. That was a pretty good ass game. It's pretty badass.
I love that game. I really do.
That was a pretty badass game, and I enjoyed playing it. I know you always play Spider Woman.
I always play Spider Woman and then Storm, Blade,
I played Storm too.
and Electra.
Yep,
Uh,
I played Electra also.
I think
I know,
Catwoman as well. Not Catwoman.
yeah,
I meant the Black Cat. That's what I'm thinking of.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cause
Uh, yeah, because like I know like in the first X-Men video game, going to the arcade, I always played Colossus.
yeah,
Storm or Colossus and sometimes Gambit. That I
Gambit.
yeah, those were my like characters. Those are my go-to characters that I played the X-Men arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I remember that Evil Dead video game that you had. That was a pretty fun game, but it was like some of the shit on there. I was just like, why? I can't even like unlock the door.
Yeah, it was. I mean, cause it was like what, PS2.
Yeah, it was PS2.
Yeah, so it was very old, but that was kind of cool though. Whenever Seven found it and was like, "Hey, let's get this, play this." I think, do I
Right.
still have that? Wait, did we rent it or did
No, we bought it.
we did? Where is?
Yep.
I think that game is still under the. You know where I put all those movies and stuff at.
Yeah,
I think it's still over there, and I think I did still have that PS2 over there too. Just making sure
you
you know
do.
who. Okay,
You
make
do.
sure you know who. Don't touch it and move it.
Girl, I know that's real.
But
Mhm.
back to Doctor Strange. Let's talk about these. I'm telling you, it's just I can't even get over how Black Bolt died. That that was a wild death for him. I was like, with his own power, Scarlet Witch just boy.
Girl.
And you know what's so funny, that the fact that the whole Supreme Court, it was like, yeah, we got to take care of your little witch. We
She
got to
said
take her.
Supreme Court. That's the Illuminati. She said
I
Supreme
meant
Court.
the
I'm
Illuminati.
dead.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Shoot. But yeah, the Illuminati. That's who I'm thinking of. But
Judge Wapner.
yeah,
Judge
whenever they was
Judy.
talking about that, and then all of a sudden she just drew in a few seconds. She done already took care of all half of them. I'm like,
You-
so what happened to taking care of her or handling her? What happened to that? All of a sudden, y'all going down one by one.
Girl, you talking about she got the drop on them like an assassin.
She
She
really
dropped
did.
every one of them. Girl, how about not only Fort Dude's death was like the cold bloodiest. Tell
Man,
me why the one with Reed Richards, why she like, girl, she had that motherfucker like linguine though.
bruh, that,
Bruh.
that right there, that right there, I was like, "Mi- Mr. Fantastic, Reed, what happened?"
Baby, you ain't fantastic no more. Your ass is spaghetti.
Spaghetti. He really was spaghetti. He was spaghetti on a platter.
Girl, Sue Storm, like, oh shit, my
Uh,
man is spaghetti. It's a plate of spaghetti now.
And then, oh, we all know our famous OG, Dr. Xavier. I mean, Professor. Man, man,
Shit.
that was crazy. I thought maybe he actually had her. Nope. She flipped the tables and got in some. Man, I couldn't even get into that. I was just like, dang, she got him just like that. I was like, dang, I was kind of rooting for Professor.
I'm gonna say it like this. Now I know Charles Xavier tried his damn hardest
He did.
to help Jean.
He did.
Jean is too fucking powerful. He
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. He couldn't.
Nope.
So I'm like, Charles, with your old bald headed ass, of
Mm,
course, played by Sir Patrick Stewart, Picard, babies, Picard. Don't look
mm,
Picard. Say it
mm.
ain't so. Baby, you know what she said when she did that to Xavier? She took the words out of my mouth and his mouth. Say it ain't so and fucked him up.
Yep.
She did. She said, I got to laugh. Baby, she she was worse than Q.
She,
Of Star Trek. She was worse than Q ass. He could he couldn't have smarter. He couldn't. Baby.
man. I was, man, when I tell you, I was just mouth dropped. Just, I couldn't, I had no words. I was like, dang. I'm pretty sure some of the, no, it was really funny because the whole theater, whenever we was all watching it, all of a sudden, all of a sudden you hear this one person, damn.
Yes, 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 yes. I love it when somebody is so into a movie and in this whole scene, the whole her just decimating the whole Illuminati was just cold bloody, top notch. I mean, without, and it was bloodless, and that was so cold about it. And that was one of the things that I really admire Sam Raimi on
Mm,
is that we know he's like, his, we know how he is. I mean, of course, like within Spider-Man, you maybe see a little bit of blood, but Sam Raimi, I don't know how he did that to make all of their deaths just
like,
so bloodless and
yeah,
still had horror, that horror
it
feel to
did.
it.
It did. And I was like, and you know how, like, most DC and most Marvel movies, you don't see, like, a lot of their deaths just, like, bloody like that. No,
Right.
he went in on this one, and I was like, dang. Like, I think I kind of jumped a few times. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh snap. I was just like, is this a like an action or is this a horror type of movie?
It was a horror. It was a
It
horror.
actually was. It actually
It was
was
a
a horror.
horror. He
It
he he
actually
he
was.
he brought it. He brought the horror within Doctor Strange,
He
and just
did.
the whole witnessing of this. I mean, you know, I'm gonna touch on like the Illuminati at first. Of course, we have Lashanda Lynch, who was she was Captain Marvel.
Yep.
In a different universe, it wasn't Carol Danvers. Lashonda Lynch played her friend. And also, like another big, huge shout out to Sam Raimi because Captain Marvel in the 70s was actually black. She was a black woman. And
Mm,
her suit was it was like this grayish, but it had the star and stuff, just like the Captain Marvel, suit. She got it from the Kree, when she got the Kree powers and everything. Um,
mhm.
it reflected a lot, and I was just like, damn. I was like, you know what? I applaud Sam Raimi. I give that motherfucker two snaps up for that shit right there, because I think people did not realize that that was like a homage, even if he.
Hello. Oh mother, what done happened? Hello, 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 mother, mother. If you can hear me, something's going on with the recording.
Okay, let me go ahead and we're gonna stop this, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish this up.
All
Can you hear me?
right.
Oh,
Yes,
you
I
can
can
hear
hear
me
you
now.
now. I can hear you
Okay,
now.
awesome. Okay, okay, awesome. All right.
Could
I
you
was
hear
like, is
me?
everything okay?
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can
Oh,
hear.
you was. Oh, you heard what I did. I was like, mother, can
Yeah,
you
you're
hear
like,
me?
"Mother."
All right.
All right.
Um.
Back to what I was.
Yes.
Back to what I was saying. But before it was Carol Danvers. It was somebody else that was Captain Marvel. But I would, like I was saying, if Sam Raimi, like, I know he was probably read comic books, or like, he has to be like very fluent in the Marvel universe and comics and things like that. I was like, you know what? If he just slid that in, and I don't think he slid it in for inconclusivity and all that stuff like that. But that is actually a fact. People are very familiar with Captain Marvel back in the 70s. It was a black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
like,
I was gonna say, speaking about Captain Marvel, whenever she got cut in half with her own shield. Now that was
no, that
wild.
was, yeah, no, that was not Captain Marvel. That was,
Oh Lord, the recording again. It wasn't Captain Marvel. Hold on, not Captain Marvel. That is not who I was trying to say. I am so sorry. My deepest apologies. I actually meant the other um what was her name? Mother. Mother.
sweetie.
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right then. No, I'm not muting you. That is weird.
Oh, I don't know why it keeps tuning out.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe your internet connection is not strong enough.
I'ma just get
What? And she just
to
got off.
say I didn't mean Captain Marvel, but the one that was actually Captain America, but
Peggy Carter.
Peggy, but yeah, but Peggy. Um, yes, her. That's who I meant. Peggy. Yes, 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 yes. That got cut in half with her own shield after Scarlett then threw it right back. I was like, oh, oh, I didn't even know how to feel with that one. That was another one. I was like, oh, wow.
I know, right?
She got sliced.
She showed did with the sheep.
She really did. And then it was something else I was gonna say too, but I can't even remember which part. It's so many parts that I was just thinking about.
Well, hell, your ass was high.
Well, yeah, that is true. But no, I just can't even think of just one scene that I want to talk about because there's plenty of them that I'll be wanting to talk about. Oh goodness gracious! Oh, didn't it? When was it? WandaVision where it showed like right after they found Wanda and she was doing that whole sitcom thing, trying to create a whole nother reality with her kids and stuff. And you remember towards the end, it showed her just chilling like in her little cabin, and then all of a sudden in the other room you see her as Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like, yeah, that was basically because like how we didn't really know what was happening, like what she was doing. But that was just around the time when actually Scarlet Witch actually already took over Wanda,
Mm-hmm.
basically herself, in
Mm-hmm.
that universe. Cause you
Mm-hmm.
remember how she was
Mm-hmm.
um, trying to travel different universes of herself. I
Mm-hmm.
think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she was doing, and I was like, oh, so that's what that meant. That's what she was doing that whole time, and I was like, it makes sense now.
Right. And also kudos to you for giving me a heads up to watch What If on Disney Plus about
Hmm.
the fourth episode of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
It was called What If Doctor Strange didn't lose his hands but his heart.
Yeah,
It gives us a lot of Easter egg clues and references.
it
Um,
did.
it really did. And also, which surprised me because I was very surprised to see Peggy Carter on the as one of the council members of the Illuminati.
Hmm.
That episode of her, instead of Steve getting into the chamber and turning into Captain America, it was actually Peggy. So
Hmm.
I was very surprised to see Peggy there, but I was glad to watch all of those. I
Hmm.
really enjoyed them. Boy, that was some scary shit. Especially the one with all the zombies and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was horrific. But also in that episode, when after they reached the place where Vision was at. Uh, T'Challa was actually getting sliced up by Vision because he was
Hmm.
eating Wanda, and Wanda was a zombie. And
Yeah.
that also gives us a clue that how powerful Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch, even she's dead. I mean, she was a rotting corpse, and she was still that friggin' powerful as a zombie.
Oh man, did I even get? Oh, I
I don't think
probably didn't even get a chance to finish What If because I mean I actually am kind of glad that I watched that because it really did gave in a lot of clues from watching the Multiverse of
for
Madness. And I was like, huh, all of this is like coming together. And I'm like, from What If? It's
right,
just putting the pieces together. But I don't think I've had a chance to finish it all though. I want to say I kind of stopped after either the Doctor Strange episode or it was
mhm,
another one, but I can't remember. I'll have to look at it again. But
right,
in the Doctor Strange episode, it did show how you remember he was trying to after that accident, he was basically trying to recreate the whole situation and try to fix the time and just like switch it up just for to have Christine
Christine.
to
Mm-hmm.
be alive. But he see of how many times that he failed that it didn't work. And then that's whenever it was just breaking the whole how things were. And you remember how it showed where he had to what was it? He Where did he travel to? He
Girl, he
traveled.
traveled off in that damn jungle and everything.
Yeah, he traveled out to the jungle, and you remember the other guy that was basically telling him all about it, like the book, that one book where he had
Mm-hmm.
to basically defeat all those monsters and stuff like that,
Right.
and then just to gain power. And you see, he was just doing it all over again and just back to back. And you see of how many years has passed by. He done lost track of time. Basically, I guess didn't he think, I think he thought like it was like a few days or something like that once he
Yeah.
collected all of them, but it was actually like over 70, 80 years later, and like the dude
Yes.
was still there. He was old. And then yeah, then that's whenever once he collected all those monsters, he didn't realize how much the dark hold has grasped onto him. And you seen how he finally did resurrected Christine, but the whole world was actually it was kind of like turning into a dark hole, wasn't it? Like
It was turning what he did is that he was just really just literally just screwed up uh time and space continuum, and
yeah,
also lots of the multi universes within that just to save Christine. And what it
right.
actually did, it put him in a prison of his own good for him not to escape. But
Mhm.
since you did not finish it, there is some more clues with that right there to a battle of what he did whenever he spent that time harnessing those powers of those different spirits and whatever when he was actually the dark hold. It was a just I think it was a different book, but it was like still part of the dark hold because it got a hold to him.
Yeah,
And
because I
there
remember,
were
because you seen how in the movie it actually shows how he was actually being good in his own universe where he was saving America, and how she was actually traveling through many universes, but he didn't like as in the process he didn't realize, or that's when it showed a clue that the dark hold was attaching on to him now, instead of since he already solved with Scarlet Witch. Now the dark hole was actually upon him. And I think that's when it ended. And I was just like, oh wow. I was like, this is reminding me a lot of that What If episode where like this is all coming in. It's
right.
all coming together.
You need to watch the rest of it because that Doctor Strange, the one that has the dark hold and everything, there is a major uh plot twist into it, and then, of course, it actually has Peggy Carter in it, and it's really unique how uh it does have a lot of have to do with the multiverse because there was different versions of different characters like Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. She was in it, and I was like, wow, freaking, this is freaking crazy. And that in that episode, like I said, you need to finish watching it. Just whenever you have time. It was indeed getting to that nightmarish horror state, and it was already there. It was so crazy. It left me like my eyes all bucked and shit, just looking crazy and looking all around, and I'm like, what just happened?
Oh man.
It was like that. It really took me back. It took me way back, and I was like, damn, I need a drink of water. I need to rearrange my chakras. I need to sage myself. I need to smoke a little bit of weed because of that particular Doctor Strange what if episode. And it just opens all of the doors, and it actually just giving us like that really sneak peek and what to expect with this Doctor Strange movie. um I'm also going to touch base on like about Wanda. And girl, your brother tripped me out. You have watched WandaVision, right?
Yes, I have all of it.
Okay. All right, cool. I have too. Loved it. I'm just gonna say it like this. Your brother tickled the hell out of me today when he came in from school. And I was like, "Hey son, how you doing?" And he was like, "Mom, how come Wanda didn't get married to another superhero and have some more kids? And she going all crazy like they're looking for them kids."
I know it. I know
Your
it.
brother
I
had a very valid, good point right there.
I mean, that was what I was just saying to myself the whole time, cuz I'm like, Wanda, listen, honey, I understand your love for Vision, the only man that ever accepted you for who you were and all your trauma and things like that with your powers as you was growing up. Okay, I get it. And then the fact that you had to take his life, I get that hard. Yeah. But you gotta let it go, sis. You gotta let it go. And then, you creating this whole reality thinking like you gonna find your kids and things like that. Um, Here's the thing. Your kids is not lost. They just don't exist. Um, yes, like what Seven says, you actually can find another man after you done healing and things like that
Right?
and create those kids. I mean, I'm pretty sure they won't be no different. They'll actually be the way how they are, just with a different father.
And
So that boom, boom,
boom,
point
pick up the
blank.
pieces.
That's it. That's really it. It's
Pick,
not
pick.
not that difficult. I mean, it'll take some time, to kind of let go of Vision and things like that, which is understandable. You got plenty of time, but still, though, you doing all this craziness and killing all these people and these other superheroes and stuff like that, and you just over a man and some non-existing kids.
Girl, for real. I was just like, Wanda, really? Really, Wanda? But Wanda and Stephen Strange actually have some similarities uh with each other.
Yeah, that
And
is true.
they do. They have a lot of similarities because, Wanda lost vision and
Hmm.
she lost them two-dimensional no non-existent kids.
And then you got Strange, where he lost his woman to a black man.
Girl, I'm dead ass on that. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. Girl, you
no, no.
you had
How
to be.
about there was one person in the theater, and he said she'd have got with a black man.
Girl, how about the same thing happened here when that scene was happening and
Oh
somebody
God.
in the audience and some younger guy, he was like, "Man, she done got married to a black man." I mean, we all fell out laughing.
Oh goodness gracious.
Oh my god.
Oh, That was just so funny, and it's even more funny that the fact that he was like Strange biggest fan. I said, "Oh man, oh that tickled me. That tickled me right there. That tickled a lot of people because it was the fact that we was just laughing at the whole scene. Like we not even trying to laugh or nothing like that, but it was just kind of funny though.
Yo, that was pretty funny. I mean, you experienced somebody saying that where you at the theater, and then somebody just say, you know what? It's probably a lot of people that have when they went to go see Doctor Strange and they seen Christine.
Yes, I
Then they
just
like
know it.
Christine, the man in black. Boy, oh my god, that shit, that had me hollering, that had me on the floor right there. And stop laughing. People gonna be listening to this, they're like, what they got against that? We ain't got shit against that, but it was
Oh
funny how these
man,
people just made the obvious just so funny. I was just like, y'all
nah,
crazy. Y'all are
they just doing
crazy.
it for jokes.
They doing it for jokes, and don't be thinking like, oh, somebody's like racist. No, they just doing it for jokes. Take a joke, take a chill pill. Everybody always uptight, got their knickers in a twist and shit and everything, whatever. But that shit was funny though. But
It was, it
your
was.
brother was laughing his ass off too when that dude said that.
Man, I
But
was like, dang, Strange looks so beat up.
no, Strange looks so damn handsome. I always had like a cute little
Oh
crush
God.
on Benedict. I sure did. When he was in on Sherlock, I always love Benedict. But yeah, but there's like the similarities with Strange because Strange was like, I'ma hold it, I'ma hold my feet, I don't lost her, But Strange, really, to me, it's like he really like in the first movie. You know how he was like such a dickhole to Christine.
He was. He really
He was such a
was.
dickhole to Christine. He was a big huge dick, and I was just like, Strange, really? Like you are gonna fucking regret that. And he did. He regretted that person was right by your side. Not only your you know, professional wise, y'all at the hospital, but this woman actually
Mm-hmm.
about you so much because I didn't see no motherfucker sitting there helping you out, being your broken ass
Right.
ass, and you going having
Mm-hmm.
fits and shit and everything. You know what I'm saying? She done changed the motherfucker drawers, bedpan, and wiped his ass and everything else. She didn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even obligated to do that. But she knew how
She sure
she
wasn't.
she, she sure wasn't, baby. She sure was not obligated to do that shit. But she did it anyways because she cared for him. And then from the result of him being a dick towards her because he what about my hands and shit, and she trying to talk some sense in this goofy ass motherfucker and stuff. That's the reason why he had that. There was lessons like that he had to learn. And of course, like the ancient one, like let him know, like, look, you need to learn your lessons. You need to learn some shit because
Right.
you don't even realize who was right next to you, standing in your corner when nobody else wasn't. Like Christine was actually ride or die, but she know what? She said, okay, I know how he is. I know how Steven is. Okay, his life has changed because he became this sorcerer. He done went to Comatage and things like that. And there's a lot of things about Strange that is really, really weird, but I don't understand it. But I still accept him. And she still saved his life, even after the whole fight with one of Home Biscuit, the one with the ugly beat face, trying to
The
get the
ugly
pages
beat face.
the ugly beat face and everything. makeup that
Yeah.
that little Avon makeup that he had on and everything, which magnificent
Avon
trade.
makeup.
The Avon makeup, the Mary Kay makeup. He was trying to do all that shit. Go do mama.
Yeah. And
But
then you seen like after that, that's when you see Strange traveled, of course, through the Spider, like with Spider-Man in his universe, and then he did he go somewhere next? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but you know how he was just gone, you know, basically trying to save the world and everything like that.
Right.
And then you see how in the new one where she of course got married, and you see how he was just like, dang, she done forgot about me now. Cause I'm pretty sure she waited too. She waited from all those years, and you know how like they was basically trying to ask him like, "Hey, Strange, like now that you are like some superhero now or whatnot," you know what I'm saying? Like they was basically trying to bring him back, or they've been wondering where Strange been, what's been going on. And then with her, you know how Christine felt, she had feelings for him as well. But for those long for that long time that he's been away, she was just like,
You remember the snap
just
got
giving
him.
up.
That's what happened. Remember the snap?
Oh
Remember?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
he
That's
was
it.
gone with the snap. He did. He was gone with the snap.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Girl, get your stuff together.
I know it. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I need to do a whole nother like watching all of the Marvel movies, in order and stuff like that. I mean, I did, but I'm still forgetting because my brain does not operate sometimes.
That's
So
okay.
bear with me, people. Bear with me. I'm
Bear, bear,
getting there.
bear with it. But back to that point, what I was saying, what I was talking about, like, you was talking about with Christine and stuff. Uh, she did. She literally was that ride or die, but like she was, like you said, she was just got tired of waiting, and she's like, I'm not going to sit here and wait on Steven.
Yep,
She wasn't. She was like, I don't have time for that. So she went on with her life and found happiness.
she
So she
did.
still cared about Steven, but how is that going to work out with in her life that Steven is, well, he wasn't the sorcerer supreme because because the Snap and Wong took over, and that she wasn't used to that. She was just like, okay, you know, I'm good, but your lifestyle, your superhero lifestyle and everything does not fit in with um my ER shit, and
Mhm.
she knew that like keep coming back to Strange to even to like rekindle like a romantic relationship. She knew that was going to fail for her as it is anyways, because Strange was all more about himself. He also revealed in the movie that he lost his sister Donna, and it explains a lot of things about Stephen, of why he became this great world famous neurosurgeon to help people. He does have a lot of ego. He does have arrogance and everything else. But I'm gonna tell you the thing about Stephen Strange. Stephen Strange is kind, but he's not nice. And I rather prefer Stephen Strange as kind and not nice, because yes, he did some with ego, with his fantastic memory and photographic memory and everything else of how he became who he is. But in Spider-Man No Way Home, he was kind enough to help Peter, but he
Yeah,
wasn't nice. And I'd rather take somebody that's kind and sometimes not nice than somebody that's nice and that's not kind. And
right.
and that's the way how Wanda was too, because Wanda is. kind, but she wasn't nice.
Mhm.
But she flipped the script because she was too much in this trauma pain bond about her non-existent ass kids, which them little motherfuckers got on my nerves with that damn ice cream song, and your brother's like, that's
Mm.
not gonna fly in no black mama house. I said
But I
no.
ain't gonna lie, that song kind of ruined my high in a way. I was like, boy, I don't want to hear none of this.
I know,
And then
right?
she gonna sit there and do it that little crying, and I'm like, you don't quit all that. I was
What
just
you
like,
crying
no,
for? I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
man, no.
I don't know. Them kids was annoying as fuck. Those
Wait,
kids
so
was.
on America, where she come from?
You know what? That is a big mystery. From what I gathered is that she does come from the future,
Mhm. Yeah, she
and
seemed
maybe
like it.
yeah, and it's maybe probably part of like maybe like an X-Men or uh or like a humanoids or something like that future, in another multiverse.
Definitely in
And
another multiverse.
right,
Cause I know with her, she doesn't sleep. So, like she said, she can travel to many universes. And of course, in the beginning, she didn't really know how that she did it, but she did it out of, I think, when she has fear or something like that. I want to say.
right, that flight or flight response.
Right, 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 right. Yeah. So that's how she was able to travel and things like that. And that kind of made me think too, like, me, like just thinking of some spiritual things. Um, where it kind of made me think like us, like how we dream
Right.
basically. But
Mhm.
what if our dream, cuz we do have some wild dreams, and they just be strange and out of pocket, right?
Right.
But let's say that our dreams is just no regular dreams. It's like we can see through another universe in a way. It's like,
Uh,
I don't know. That's I don't know. I was just really thinking, just brainstorming.
well, your thoughts um are very valid on that. They really are because uh,
Like
a lot of times,
it's different universes and
yeah, it
different
is
versions of us, basically.
inter interdimensional, multi-universe. That's like as a theory of a scientific theory. And of course, if you can you know, base spirituality, uh, things with it, mysticism. Um,
Hmm.
there are different versions of ourselves. Of course, we're here like on this earth, and of course we are in 3D. But there's
Yeah.
also where we have a fourth dimension, the fifth ether, all of that right
Yep.
there. And there are times when I dream and I actually see the other version of myself. Uh, and sometimes one of those versions is not. Uh, one of them is not very nice. Um, I don't know if you remember that Jet Li movie, The One. It was very science fictiony. It has Jet Li where there's like different versions of him from different universes, like a multiverse, and he lands in our universe. Well, actually, his own character is in our universe, and so there's one of him that's actually going and killing every one of Jet Li's character in these different universes because he wants to be the ranking one of all universes. And
What movie was it?
It's called The One with Jet Li.
The one.
It
Huh.
was like it was I thought the movie was pretty cool. I like the science fiction aspect of it, and also putting some in my brain like, yeah, there is like different universes and different interdimensional versions of us. And
Mm-hmm.
when I know some people were like lukewarm received of the movie because they just didn't understand the source material of it. They're like, oh, that shit's confusing because how they like all these Jet Lees and shit. Like, well, it's science fiction, but you know there's gonna be some science with it. And but yeah, go look for it. It's Jet Li's in it, and he meets the other version that has killed all of the other versions of Jet Li, and he finally comes to this realm, Earth realm, of Jet Li, the of the you know of Jet Li, and he's chasing him, and they getting confused because they thinking it's the other Jet Li of that universe when it was the other Jet Li that has killed all of his different versions, and he is just wrecking and causing chaos and confusion with the characters. And I'm glad that like I was like, hold on, there was a movie like this. It's called The One, and it has Jet Li in it.
Right.
At first you don't succeed. Put yourself
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
up and try again. Got that Romeo Must Die. Romeo Must Die. I love that movie, Romeo Must Die with Aaliyah. But yeah, like with the whole with Wanda and Strange, they are like similar because they're in the in the magic. Uh they have actually have been a part of the dark hole. But like with America, she had that mistrust for Doctor Strange because she said all the other ones was trying to kill her.
Yep.
And so I mean, I don't even blame America's skepticism. I really don't blame her skepticism. But I feel that like when he did help Peter, try to help Peter, but Peter messed that spell up.
Oh God, he did. Oh
Oh God,
jeez.
his Lord Jesus,
I
he
was
did.
like, I was like, Peter, Peter, Peter,
Peter.
calm down. You is you doing way too much right now. So he had to, okay, all right, let's do the spell over again. You know, he's doing the spell, and then he's just like have the whole world to erase who his Spider-Man is, except for blase blase. And he's just, oh, can't get my ain't no what's her name? Peter Parker. You doing way too much. I was like, and then boom, all of a sudden the spell just went out of hand, and I was just like, Jesus. I was just like, no, why would you do that? I ain't gonna lie. No Way Home, Peter was making me angry. He made me angry in that movie because he was messing up so bad, but he fixed it. He fixed it.
Yeah, he
He
fixed
fixed
it,
it.
but with Doctor Strange like doing that for Peter, he did that. It made him realize that like that this is a different situation with America. And that like
Hmm.
he realized that all his versions was trying to kill her and take away her power. And he was just like, no, I don't think I need to do that other do that like what the other versions have done with you. And
Hmm.
and that was the Strange that we all love because Strange always like Christine said, you always the one to hold the scalpel, but you don't realize who the motherfucker that's behind you helping you and shit and everything because you don't give them credit.
Hmm.
And so that was that was a growth period for him, especially with helping Peter, even though Peter fucked that up with the spell. Um, and then he see how America was. She was trying to find her way home. She was trying to get find her moms and things like that. And I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say this right here. Somebody wrote an article about and I think this was a piece to like have an outrage um with people before Doctor Strange came out, and it was talking about her moms and stuff. And I think the author was trying to be to have an outrage piece. And I was just like, why are you writing this about the main character's mom? And I was just like, that's a non-factor. Let the audience make their decision, because really the audience did not care, because
They really didn't care
they didn't care.
because
Because you know why they didn't care? It's because they seen what actually happened and how she lost her mothers and stuff. And
Yup.
there was the emotion that it invoked in all of us, and we like, damn, that girl didn't realize she had powers like that. Damn, her mamas and shit like went through the multiverse and they lost and stuff. We felt sympathy for this girl because she blamed herself of the reason why she was so afraid of her powers, and that she lost her mothers and stuff because it was just and it was an accident. She that was unexpected. And I
Yeah.
feel that when people write stuff like that, I was like, this is not the case right here. You need to quit pulling shit out of your ass, because to me, the audience is going to make their minds. They already felt sympathy. I felt that in the theater, especially because like people have
Mhm.
like realized or have suffered a loss, because I lost my mother 21 years ago, your grandmother, and I felt that, and I was like, why did this person do this? I'm like, this is a non-motherfucking factor. I was like, let people enjoy the movie. Let people be
That's how I
entertained.
was. I
Let
was like,
people be
oh,
entertained. I know, right? I was
I
like,
was like, oh, her
oh no.
mom's.
I
I was
know, right?
Cause whenever I seen that scene, I was like, "Oh, they're so cute."
I
And then
know,
whenever that
right?
part came, I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Come on."
I know this shit was sad. That was sad. I'm like, damn, girl, your mom was gone. I was like that.
I
But
know it. I was
but
like, I hope she find her mama.
I'd hope she find her. I hope America find her mamas too. But she killed me with that damn Spanish though. She was talking to the Spanish though, and Dr. Strange didn't even understand a word she saying except for wall.
Yep. That was
I,
it.
I understand a little bit of it too, and I was sitting there cracking up laughing.
I was like, oh Lord. Yeah,
Boy, she tickled me
that
right
was.
there. She switched. She's like, let me speaking this little Espanol and everything, and like see if he understand. He was like, what is she talking about?
Uh huh. Didn't know a lick of Spanish. Woo.
Mm-mm. Dude, that
It was
shoot,
just.
shit, his ass didn't know no hola. No hola. She would have called him a peach and shit.
Mm-hmm. Didn't even know it. What does that mean? Oh Jesus! I'm
Girl,
sleepy.
girl,
It's past
yes,
bedtime.
rest your weary head and stuff. But overall and everything, I'm gonna go wrap this up. Like overall, what you think about like Strange? Like, what do you give it?
Mm, I give it. I give it a good 8. I give it a good 8.
I give it a
Good.
good 8 too.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good 8.
it's a good
I,
8. I,
I ain't gonna lie. I do kind of like wish the OG that was Mr. Fantastic, because I couldn't get over Reed as being Mr. Fantastic. I was just like, cause I was just like, man, come on now, you got to be old boy off of The Office. That's what I forgot that man name.
oh,
His character on there.
oh my God,
Um,
he's just like John
yes.
Krasinski. John
Hmm?
Krasinski.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I could see whenever I seen this part. That's all who I could see was just off The Office. I was just like, yeah, no, no. Why did they give you this role? Why did you accept this role?
Oh, be quiet.
Uh,
I think he like embodied the hell out of like Reed
he
Richards.
did.
And of course, he did A Quiet Place. Uh oh my God, I like cried when that scene. I cried during that scene. When that the alien like murked him. I cried. But I like that he is like doing different roles. I mean, because everybody recognizes him from The Office and stuff. And
Yeah. I he doing pretty good. He did do pretty good. But yeah, the whole movie deserved a whole 8. Hello? Mother?
you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Do you remember when her name was her character's name was Sarah? She was like, like I noticed her. She was the one that ran over to Scarlet Witch and she grabbed the book and remember she stabbed the book.
Yes.
Yes, yes. I was like, oh wow, it's the sister up in her. And I was like, oh shit, she sure lived. Why? I said, just like a damn horror movie.
Screaming.
Yeah, I said, black people don't last in no horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Show don't. I cracked up. I was like, oh man, she didn't even last. I said, but she made like a very noticeable appearance and everything, and I noticed her, and I was like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I think I need to find commentage and everything. I ain't finna stab nothing or whatever and get killed, but I tell, hey, Fred, go over there. Wong said for you to do this. I be like,
Screaming.
I be like that. Wong told you to go do that. Go over there. I'll be good over here. I'll be good for another fight. I'll be good for another fight. But Wong chose you. But
What
she
was you?
yeah, but she was in there when she was the one that stabbed the Darkhold book whenever Wanda was using it. But
Mm-hmm.
I like literally particularly just really like the material of it. I felt that uh Sam Raimi actually did a brilliant job of making a bloodless horror movie. I know that he was probably like sitting there just like, how can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? And I believe he pulled it off very well with it. I particularly liked that Scarlet Witch as she turned into a villain to look for them damn annoying ass kids. But I like the fact that she seen that she was doing that shit again, like she did on WandaVision. Um, you know, and she was hurting people, and I liked it that she actually uh went on and just like did not give a damn. Um,
Yep.
I like that, and I still loved it that I still love Scarlet Witch. I still love Wanda. I really do. She's a very complex and unique character as it is because she does cross over to the X-Men universe.
Yep.
There is some comics and everything of her and her brother because Pietro didn't even die, but her and Pietro had like this incestual like romantic relationship, and I was like disgusting. So well,
What?
okay. Yeah, I know, right? I was just like, are you
Oh
serious?
dear.
And I was like, oh, that's
Why would they do that? Oh, why would they do that? That's disgusting.
That is really disgusting, gross. I mean, I know that your uncle and I are 13 months apart. We're basically like twins. I was like, that's
Yep.
fuck. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, your uncle, he's nice looking and everything, but uh,
That's
mm-mm.
nasty.
Yeah, I know, right? That's so fucking nasty. But that was a little bit that's in the comics. That's a little thorough, but that's in the comics. Um, and I liked how Strange like really did recognize a lot of things that he's seen in Wanda that he actually saw in himself of him with Christine. And even though like in different multiverses, and there was one multiverse that he did get married to Christine, but the rest of the multiverses he was not with Christine. So
Yep.
that and that's something that like Strange had to accept. He had to accept that. And he can't cry over spilled milk because you helped out the Avengers, you gave Thanos the time stone, you've been gone in a snap for 5 years. You seen it. I mean, if it wasn't for Strange to do that, you know, it would have been all hope is lost. But he had to like really, think on when he did that in Endgame for in order for everything to like kick off somewhat in the balance, but he's still um not only him that has opened up the doors of the multiverse, but also Wanda. But when it's all been said and done, both of these two have really literally kind of screwed up the whole fucking universe just because of their selfishness. One has actually learned, the other one had to learn the hard fucking way. But they actually did create all this bullshit, which we have the multiverse of madness. And there it is, right there, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our movie review of Doctor Strange. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna let my daughter get her rest. Her brain cells. She's like at pretty much like 40%, like a cell phone battery.
Actually, my cell phone battery or social battery right now is at 1%. It's hanging on to dear 1%. It ain't.
and
It hasn't even passed up 5%.
and she is not gonna turn on the battery saving power on feature that is on her iPhone. But anyways, thank
Maybe.
you so much for joining us, and thank you Anna for gracing us again with the random horror show with our Doctor Strange review. If you like it, give me a comment or anything on Facebook with the Random Horror Show. Uh, you can find me on Instagram with Texas Horror Babe. And also, if you want some delicious eats and seeing my good old daughter slamming in the kitchen with her southern cooking and everything, you can go to what's your IG, baby?
At home cooking. Let me go back. Hold on, I had to wake up real quick. I
Oh,
was getting heavy. It's
uh-oh.
at home of delicious foods. All together, no spaces.
All there you go. Repeat that again.
Home of delicious foods.
And that is her on Instagram. And also, if you want to just follow my beautiful daughter and just look at her and gaze in her beauty, you can also find her at Anime4 on Instagram. And of course, I am your host, Keisha Lacey. And this is the Random Horror Show signing off. And thank you so much. And y'all have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.